Hello, everybody. I welcome you to this book review on the book The Silent Soil, written by Nathaniel Komba Gbandawa from Freetown, Sierra Leone. Nathaniel, it's a pleasure for me to have you today. You are a professional community builder. You have been trained in this field, and you are currently in a mission in Liberia to reform the systems of education and school there in the region. So I'm happy to have such expert and professional. And also let me introduce myself to the people. I'm Joan Mouba. I'm a doctor in computer science. I'm a system builder living in Germany, working in the IT field. So I get in touch with Nathaniel a couple of months ago. And since there have been an amazing partnership, an amazing exchange between us, and it culminated in the publishing of a great idea that he had already since a long time. He had a longing, a pain. He had the will to bring some truth, some enlightenment to the community. And regarding mining, extractions, the disappearance of communities. So today, we want to talk about that, not only from a point of pointing fingers, but also from a point is, what is our responsibility? What is the truth among that? What are the consequences? What are we missing here? Is that something that we can do? Is there hope? Is there a mindset shift that we need to expect in that? That's why I do believe it will not be the first and last, right, interview regarding that, because I do believe it has to culminate in a mindset change in Sierra Leone, that many youth be challenged by what we will exchange today in a couple of minutes. That it trigger light, it trigger vocations, it trigger people that take responsibility in Sierra Leone. So, and why not around the world? So, Nathaniel, in a couple of words, how would you summarize the message that you want to express through this book? And then we will go deeper in more questions.
All right. Thank you, Doctor, for your mentorship, for your guidance, for your courage, for everything you've been doing for me. I really appreciate you so much. Thank you very much, sir. The book, The Silent Soil, in summary, is about how communities disappeared just like that without anybody speaking as a cause of silence, how extraction has become the order of the day in our society, whereas the communities and the mining companies, how they take hold of communities in the world. I don't want to be specific in Africa alone, but across continents. So in summary, the mining, extraction, and the disappearance of community, which is the silent soil, it starts with how communities lost their land, how communities lost the ownership of their land, how communities suffer because of injustice for their land, how communities lose inheritance of their land, and a lot of things that the communities suffer because there is no justice, nothing that the community could benefit from their own land, and they were left out during decision making. So the silent soil capture a lot of things. One has to do with the architecture of extraction. It captures how people lose their life during protests when they want to fight for their rights in their communities. It also captures how we lost the environment, which we need to be friendly to, but the environment has some deforestation. Due to deforestation, there are a lot of things that disappear. So if you look today, we are getting global warming across nations, across continents, is as a result of some of these mining activities. And in this book, The Silent Soil, you find out that waters are no more good, waters are contaminated, and the soil are contaminated, they can't get back to their root anymore. So it's a call, this book is about call for a restoration. It's about call for restoration and call for actions in the government, financial institutions, and the journalists, the justice system, the civil societies, and many more.
Okay. You opens the book with the water I was baptized in is now a graveyard. Why start there?
Yeah, this is a practical experience because the place I came from in Sierra Leone is a diamondiferous area. And if you go on web right now, Google, you Google it, the second world biggest diamond.
Oh.
Yes, it was found in 1930 from my hometown. Yes. Now, the water I was baptized was a very terrible water, but it was not like this before. There is a particular mining company that came there. They dig that pit and the water came and settled there. So they call the water Blue Deep. And it is Blue Deep that I was baptized. But in this Blue Deep, it was never called Blue Deep. But because of the mining activities that took place, what happened? The water changes color. Yeah, instead of having normal water color, the water color changes to blue. So we used to call that place as Blue Deep. So in this Blue Deep, many a times children go to that place to wash clothes. They can't come back home anymore. Oh. Yes, over 20 to 30 children that lost their life in Blue Deep. But in the same place was the place where I was baptized. So it is a real testimony which I see with my eyes. It's not about research or anything. No, I felt it. Yes.
Wow. Okay, and also you use, speaking of these people that die in the Blue Deep and all these communities, you chose 4 composite characters: Sahr, Noah, and other. Instead of naming real individuals, maybe they are real individuals. Why did you choose to tell the story that way? Is there a reason? Was that to make it real? What was the reason behind telling the story that way?
Yeah, it's something that I see with my physical eyes. Sure, because in the place I came from, Kwedu Town, Tankoro Chief Down, there is a mining company that is called Octia Mining Company, or sometimes they call it Kwedu Holdings. So when around 2000, 2003, 2004, so they decided to move the people from the land they have been living for over decades or over 50 years, or their ancestor has been living there. So they decided to move them to another settlement with a lot of promises. Yes, with a lot of promises. So the Sahr you saw I mentioned in the book is one of the individuals who has been living on that land. He has been living there for over 40 years. Until one morning he just woke up and they told him that this place, the mining company, have already paid for this place, so you need to be relocated. So they were surprised. How can this happen to us? So they went to their chief. Their chief told them that it's the same thing. I also got called, and that's what they told me, that they've already bought the land. So who is that? They said the government. Who is the government? Nobody can answer the question. So Sahr was forced to move from the land where he has been living. And imagine, he has plantations, he has cocoa farm, he has a lot of things, gardens. So what they decided to do, that each of these property, each of the garden, each one of the stick of the, let's say the cocoa, one stick cocoa, they will pay for it, let's say $1.
Okay.
For each one. That is just for 5 years. And the cocoa has been there for over 20, 30 years. So has been surviving it. So they will just pay $1 for a stick of cocoa. And that just for few. That was the initial arrangement. But in reality, the money was not visible to them. They promised them, they promised to go and relocate him at a particular place we have in the place there, which we call resettlement now. They told them that they would build cement blocks house for them, and a lot of facilities would be there. Sadly, they will go and mold bricks and build those things there. Yes. Imagine Sahr was having 7 bedrooms. When they relocate Sahr to resettlement, they just built 5 bedrooms for him. Imagine the type of he had. Yes. So that has been, and with a lot of promises. He told them that the school they had there, they are going to provide buses for them, they are going to build the schools and a lot of things with the great promises. The school they built there was there, but teachers cannot be able to move there because of the distance. One dropped out from school because of the distance. They promised them buses for 3 schools. The bus didn't even take 2 months. Yeah, everything just packed off. So a lot of students has to drop. And that school was one of the prominent schools in the place that I came from. So the children just dropped out from school. And if you go there now, the school is just like ups and downs. So this is one of the characters that I decided to measure, who is Sahr, and Noah as well. Yes, you see Noah, who is one of the characters in the book. Noah is one of the energetic young man desiring for a former employment. Yes, when the people came in the name of government, coming to the land, they said they will provide job opportunity, they will provide them social security when they employ them with a great office. So Noah was very happy as a young man. So Noah was employed in the mining company, but the money they decided to pay Noah, it was just a small amount of money. He's not commenting what was in the contract.
So when I'm listening to you, there is really passion and some pain that you can feel in your voice. So regarding that, what was the most difficult part for you to write?
The most difficult part of the book, you mean?
Yeah.
The most difficult part, if you look at chapter 3 of the book, it will tell you that chapter 3 is one of the most difficult parts, wherein I called for the transformation agenda. The transformation agenda shows that, all right, after chapter 3, the architecture of impunity. To say, if you don't accept what we'll give to you, or you have to lose everything. If you don't accept, the money will give you for your land or for your property. If you don't accept the money, then you're going to lose everything. That's one of the most difficult area. When I was writing this book, I felt so bad about it because it's something that I really wanted to voice this out, but I didn't have the opportunity. Yes. So that's one of the things, the impunity aspect. That is to say, your property, okay, you have 5 rooms here. We are going to build 3 rooms for you. Imagine people who are living, like for Africa here, people can live in the house more than 10, 15 in the single house. Maybe just 5 room or 7 room. That could be the maximum. So imagine somebody having 15 people living with him, and they have been living in the room. Let's say 5 of them.
Yeah.
In 5 rooms for 15 people. So they relocate them and give them 3 rooms. So you find out that there is a lot of inconvenience in the life of the people. Yes. So notwithstanding, the people don't even have right to legal representation. Yes. Any agreement, they will just come one day without consultation. They said, this is what the government said in the name of the government. This is what the government wants you to do, without consulting the people, without giving them time to think and take decision.
Okay. Yeah.
Appear one money, this is this. And if the majority of the people fail to do it, they will go around and pay young men guns. They know that they can't think. They will just give them some alcohol for them to drink. After drinking it, then they present the document signed on behalf of the community, while the real people are left out.
No.
So when the people they will tell them that, no, but you are the one that signed it. Who are those that went and signed it? When did they sign this document? Nobody will tell them. They said it is the community that signed it. So the real people are just left out, and they take those that maybe outside of the community. They will just bring young men as if they are part of the community to sign those documents.
Okay. So now, if a mining executive or a policymaker reads only one chapter of the book, The Silent Soul, which one should it be first, and why?
For me, like chapter 4, which is a call for everybody to come, that is the transformation agenda. Okay. It is possible that if mining activity is going on, all of us can come and sit on one table and discuss it. The discussion should not be behind a closed door. Yes, they should involve the communities. They should involve everybody in taking decision. So the chapter 4 is one of the most recommended chapter that I can recommend to everybody, because community will be represented, the nation will be represented, and the mining company will be represented.
Yeah.
So every agreement that will be taken there, then they can work amicably. Yeah. So the transformation agenda is possible for everything.
Yes, exactly. Coming to this transformation agenda, in chapter 5, you take people to imagine the world, right, in 2045, after extraction has been transformed, right, according to your proposals, to your great ideas that we can read inside. Yes. I also noticed that you are not pointing finger to people, to politics, but you are calling people to take responsibility, that each one has his place. What did you want to end on that vision instead of ending on the damage?
Yes. Now, let's say the extraction has happened, fine and good. But again, that's why the 5th chapter, I called people there, institutions, that we need to come and take responsibility. Because the reason why this has happened is because people fail to take responsibility. Because being silent is a deliberate attempt of you not taking responsibilities. Example, the journalist. Let me just give you this word. The place where I came from, there is a mining company. If you talk about it, you're in jail the next day. Yes, you're in jail the next day. So that made the journalist to be silent. The civil society will come and document everything, but they can't publish it. You talk about the investment banks, those that are sponsors for those mining companies. They also have their own interest. The court system, nothing. So, but if all of us can come together and take responsibilities, then if extraction will be possible, then it will not be at the detriment of one person. All of us have to take responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's why I call the institutions for them to come and take responsibilities of what they are doing. They should not be silent. They should not isolate from the people. They should speak for the people. They are there as a voice of the people. They should not leave mining company extract communities, and not only communities, but extract the lives of the people in the communities. So that's why they need to come and take responsibilities. Yes.
Okay, thank you. So you wrote and published this book in 3 months, and through the DJM Mentorship Program. What did that process actually look like week to week? What almost stopped you from finishing? What gave you the drive to say, I have to go to the end of this idea? All right. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah. The DJM Mentorship Program is one of the programs that, for me personally, I really appreciated so much, because this thing has been burning in me. Yes, it has been burning in me. I want to write something about it, but I don't even know where to start. Yes. So thanks to you so much that today, what I've been dreaming for over 15 years now comes to reality. All what you see in this book is not a mere just writing. No, it's something that I have seen. It's something that I felt, and it's something that for me is very disheartening, really. But however, after going through the mentorship program, I have learned a lot from you, and you were able to guide me through the process, and all the knowledge I have today. I think you are the source of that, by giving me courage, by telling me how to do it and how not to do it. And I really appreciate so much for your mentorship program, and also the time you take always to say, okay, this what you do is not good. Okay, this one is good. I like the feedback so much, and I really enjoy the program. Of course, this book alone is every day I read this book, I always thank God that my dream has come to pass. Yes, so I'm very grateful for that. Yes.
Okay. So as we are going towards the closing, what do you want the reader to feel or do after they close this book?
Yes, anybody reading this book, The Silent Soil, Mining Extraction and the Disappearance of Communities, this book is about a call to everyone, an individual, communities, the media, civil society, the justice systems, the mining companies, the financial institution who sponsors the mining companies. It's a call for concern that everybody should come and take responsibilities. We should not only be pointing fingers at the people. You, an individual reading this book, take responsibility. Begin to advocate for environmental justice. You have a role to play. you have a lot of things to do for us to improve on the mining initiative. Of course, the mining of itself is not bad, but when the community suffer for what they don't deserve, I think that's where the problem lies. But we can settle all these problems if all of us come together and take responsibility. The media houses, the individual reading, be it an institution that won this book, is a call for responsibility, is a call for everybody to come on board for us to take responsibility. Silent is bad, silent is not good, silent kills dream. So I'm calling everybody to take this book and read it and see what other people have gone through so that you yourself will take responsibility in your community, in your country, in anywhere you are. Once there is a mining company there, let them go through the right process. They should not one day appear in the land and they said, we have done everything in the capital city, so we have right to your land. Any resistance, you lose your life. So please, let's take responsibilities of our land and our communities.
Great. So a last question. You are really an advocate for education and communities, professional in building communities. So now, what is the next step for you? What is coming next for you? Another book, more advocacy work, or something else? What are your plans for the coming months?
Yes, the coming month, I really one has to do this book because the advocacy needs to go to every communities that is suffering from mining companies. Like, for example, I'm currently in Liberia here. There are places, if you go there right now, they don't have drinking waters because the water has been poisoned. The sacred water, water the community used to drink. It has been poisoned and some of the waters already changes color. So it is not only Sierra Leone. It is a problem affecting Sierra Leone, Liberia, and Guinea, the Mano River country, and I believe Ivory Coast as well. So the advocacy has to continue, and I'm also working on another book which is titled Beyond the Aid Trap.
Wow.
Yes, Beyond the Aid Trap. What does that mean? Let's say the international communities, they normally give a grant or aid to African countries. But what they do again, they send experts behind the money to come and take the money back. But it will be all over the media that the money has been given, let's say $4 billion has been given to Sierra Leone as grant. But again, the $4 billion will not benefit Sierra Leoneans. You'll be asking where it goes. The people, they themselves will come again with experts and other people. They take the money again, they take it back. So the Sierra Leone population will continue to pay the money to the community. That's why you find out that many African countries are in debt. They are vulnerable. That was the reason beyond the aid trap. Yes. So we need to move from that and be real to systems. Yeah. So I'm working on that as well.
So thank you very much, because hearing you, we see that you don't advocate only a region in Sierra Leone, but the whole country, and you have even a bigger vision of the whole region. And this is amazing to see how you can include so all the people with your heart and decided to speak, to be this voice of many that have been that are not maybe courageous enough to speak, but you took this responsibility. And this coming book is another important point and detail that can be missed. I think this book, the next one, also shall be published. It shall be also a project. And thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. everyone that would like to support Nathaniel, get in touch on his Facebook channels and pages, write and get in touch with such leadership. So thank you very much, everybody. So thank you, Mr. Nathaniel Gbandawa. It was Joan Mouba from Munich, Germany. Talk to you soon.
Appreciate the time so much.